Are you ready for a completely new audio experience? Well then, you've come to the wrong place. Here's just another podcast to help you waste some time. This is your news our take.
Welcome to your news our take, or now known as the Homeless Man Show, I guess. I am the Homeless Man, Al B.
I am Radimus Prime. Welcome back, guys. You could always get us on TikTok, Twitter, I guess, and IG.
Yeah.
Yep, I got to remember. Yep, I don't remember what we're on anymore.
Good job, good job.
Well, you know what it is the beautiful nature in the background's got me, all types of mesmerized. We're a nature show now, guys, so enjoy. What's going on? Tell us your update on why we're outside.
Dude, it looks like this is for the foreseeable future until I can get into a studio again, which is kind of crazy because unfortunately there was a girl laid out back here, just laid out and, getting a suntan or whatever she was doing, reading a book. And poor girl saw me setting up and immediately got up. She's at the end of the park. And then questionably, there's so many questionable things about doing this in a park, people. Please don't do this. Again, this is just not right. I'm not, sanctioned by anybody. There's no permits that I've gotten, so nobody knows I'm here. No cops are out to help me. Dude, I literally just saw a guy cross the whole park. Homeboy had a book bag on and a full-on hoodie on with hood up. And bro, it's 90 degrees out here. 90 degrees. So just watch my back, bro. If you see something, I'm not even lying. Just be like, yo, you might want to look back.
I'm calling 911 from here for California. That makes sense. I got you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, yeah, I'm in a very sketchy situation right now. And, I'm just trying to make do because doing this in a home or another podcast studio doesn't seem real to me. I like to be one with the people.
No, that's
I'm
great.
Gonna give that,
we should
I'm going to use that excuse.
What was that guy on the street? That guy that would run up to people and give you $1? Should do that.
Oh, yeah, that dude.
Yeah, dude, he was famous for 11 seconds.
Yeah, I forgot his name. But yeah, I do remember that guy giving you $1. But yeah, again, your news, our take across all social media. Thank you guys for checking us out. Let's just get right to it, man. This father saw his daughter fall off a Disney cruise, right? Yeah. She fell off the fourth tier. And I think, and there's something
fourth
like
deck,
14. Yeah, fourth deck. And there's 14 decks, I guess.
On this particular cruise, yeah.
Yeah, and he jumped in right after her.
Good for him, because I don't think I'm doing it. I think I am. I think I'm eventually jumping in. I'm eventually gonna work up the courage, but I'm taking my phone out. I'm gonna check my pocket and then be like, yo, make sure you get me in some hero mode shit. Slow mode because my wife probably pushed me off. But it's what's crazy is to think how I'm assuming how quickly he reacted. Now I don't know how true this is, but from what I've read, it was one of these situations where he may have put her on the ledge allegedly, and that's why she felt to take a picture, and that's why she fell in. And so it's probably a guilt jump more than anything. More like, oh, that's my bee. That's on me. That's totally
See, I would have jumped. I'm not gonna lie. I would have jumped. I really feel like I would have jumped. I just would have I would have gotten over the railing and done that whole thing where I'm hanging one bar down, looking down, and then got in on the ledge, still holding on, and be and then kind of let go a little bit. I wouldn't have done some hero jump, running and over the railing. You know what I mean?
It's 4 decks, so you're assuming that that's still a hard splash. So I'm try to cannonball or something, try to ease that shot. Because that's a hard shot. That's going to be a hard shot to your body. But with your adrenaline going, with taking this a lot more seriously, you're going to get your ass in that water. You're going to try to save that kid. So shouts to that father. He's been called the hero dad all day. It's going to be fucked up when it comes out that it was his fault. But until then, you know what, man? Enjoy the ride, brother, because you deserve it. And if I'm completely wrong, and if it was just fucking trolls on the internet, even more shouts to you. If you just chose to be yo, fuck that, that's your kid, or you went in there, you got it, good for you, bro.
I love that angle though, man. I didn't even think of that. I was just reading about how he actually just jumped. I was just thinking about was it literally a run and jump? Did he hang over the edge? Was he kind of panicked? I like your idea of him holding a phone so he can make sure he captures the moment of him falling.
Selfie stick.
Look at me, I'm a hero. Selfie stick.
The worst part of that is I don't know if I'm definitely not tall enough to clear the rail jumping, right? So I have to climb that rail to get over. My fucking shoe gets caught. I'm fucking tumbling down. I hit the side of the boat. It's just not a good look all around.
What if you slide under the rail, like when people do that at garages when they like try to before
like
the door closes, you slide.
Like a turnstile. Just go fucking under. If that's an option to save her, just no one better ever talk about that shit. They better be like, yo, he fucking dove over that shit. I didn't even know he had those ups. He could have dunked. He was so high. He hit the 5th tier, tapped that shit and then went down. So
dumbass knocked himself out hitting the 5th tier on his jump.
It's and shouts to like Disney, like just jumping into action with that. They said like the staff were all over it. Again, all around, a very what could have been a very ugly thing was turned out to be a great story.
I heard the boat did like a Tokyo drifting to make that turn to go back and get
pull the Z brake. Yep, only Vin Diesel was the captain. So that's news. Speaking of, I threw that out there fucking absentmindedly, but Vin Diesel Fast 49, right, coming out, and he's addressing the crowd about this. And the big news is that there's going to be Paul Walker in this movie. And unless there's a seance, I don't understand how the fuck Paul Walker is going to be in this movie other than CGI. And I'm not trying to be classless or cold. It's just true. Maybe that's something you should leave alone. The reference, I don't know if you've seen the last 96 movies. I thought the reference was enough. I really did at the end of the movie. I know the fans weren't happy with that. But to go full CGI or to try to bring the character back, that's very, very delicate water. Then you're looking at a few other things. The LA thing that he's saying, the whole franchise is coming back to LA. Everything I read going up into that was the studio was yelling at him that the franchise had to go back to LA. That they were like, enough of the world fucking touring bullshit. Like, stay here and we're cutting your budget down and you got to get back to racing. And he keeps addressing the fans. And I'm a Vin Diesel guy. That's what's bothering me about doing this on the show is I know for a fact that from everyone I heard from before he's coming out on his press tour, this is studio orders. But I guess they're allowing him to save face and go out to the crowds and be like, and I told him I had 3 rules and these were the 3 rules. And he breaks down the rules. So there it is, Fast 37 coming out. Look forward to that. I'm going to watch it, obviously. I'm watching the F1 movie this week for my birthday. Are you going to check that out?
You're watching it for your birthday?
Fuck yeah, that's going to be my birthday night right after we go out for seafood. And like, I want a beach day or a pool day. That's all I want.
Oh my God.
That's all I want. I want to watch the F1 movie. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it supposedly it broke records already for this past weekend, right?
Yeah, 144 million, biggest Apple opening, because that was originally supposed to be an Apple movie. And
it is an Apple movie.
No, meaning that it was supposed to be on Apple TV, like only Apple TV.
Yeah.
And then they did wide studio release,
Yeah, then they're going to release it on Apple. Yeah, no, they went all in heavy on the promotion on Apple. Even when they were doing like new Apple like tech, they were still like doing it. Hey, check out our Apple Watch from this F1 car. You know what I mean?
It was only supposed to be Apple TV, and then studios were like, "You got to release this," and then IMAX got involved and were like, "Yeah, drop it to us and everybody else," and it's doing amazing, and I hope it continues to do amazing. They're already talking sequel.
Really?
They're already talking. And the Days of Thunder got greenlit on a sequel because Tom Cruise is the most competitive mofo ever. So, so that's that.
Yeah. The next story I wanted to get into, man, was this one was wild, man, because like I'm surrounded by a lot of kids, especially right now in this park. This it's just, man. Listen. I thought I had bad stories growing up. I know. When I was in 4th grade, there was a kid, not to name any names or anything like that. I'll just give the simplest name, Bobby.
Yep.
Bobby straight up said to the teacher, "I'm going to carve my initials in you." He's in 4th grade saying this. So what is he, 8, 9 years old at that age, something like that? Like, so when I read this story, at first I was like dumbfounded. Because, so here's the story. It's these 14ers. It's 4 grade school kids, 5th graders, right? They planned an attack on another student, right? And they wanted to stab this kid.
Lower the kid into the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
That was like part of their plan.
Which is wild. These kids are like 10 years old.
That is so alarming. On such a clinical level that I can't begin to fathom it, because I was introduced to a lot of things as a kid. We discussed some of them in Vegas, but nothing to the level at 8, 9 years old where my innocence was taken away. And this is purely psychological. This is going to go to a pathological place. This is going to go to a lot of therapy. And thank God they're young and they caught it now. And however it came out, but man, this is messed up. And man, this is scary, because if you're thinking about sending your kids to school, not only is it the school shooter now, it's also this. It's also the classmates that want to do this within the school, where at no point does any of this feel safe. At every point, it's almost as if we're overexposed.
Bro, they wanted to make it seem like it was a suicide. They went.
It was premeditated, and
they were going to plant
9 years old. 8, 9 years old. To think about that, 8, 9 years old. To think about a premeditated murder. I wasn't thinking premeditated lunch at 8, 9 years old. Like, do you understand? Like, right. I didn't even know what the fuck I was going to eat next. Like, how is that? And God bless that it all worked out on the other end, and that it was able to be foiled. And but good God, but that your brain just goes to being a parent, being an adult, and the future, what the future holds for you and yours. So
a kid overheard them talking, because they were talking outside, like on a school lunch table. You know what I mean? Like,
planning that shit out loud. Like,
and some other kid overheard it, and they told their parents and like the school safety officer or whatever it was. And that was a big day for that dude. Yeah, he's the hero. I'm a hero like that Disney guy.
He's happy about a leftover Lunchables, and this motherfucker he was Paul Blart for a day. He was. That's a big thing to be involved in. But shouts to everybody for doing their job and actually getting it done. Like, that's not something that's easy. That's not something that you truly think about and go, oh, I can send my kids to school because I don't have to worry about this. Now you truly have to worry about this. That's
I only
scary.
had in that age bracket, I only had that one time, which you shouldn't have it even the one time, all right? Because I know in high school things are a lot more difficult. Like, I remember there was a girl fight where a girl pulled out a switchblade of some kind and cut this girl's chest open. Oh, no. Like, it was wild. And again, I went to a decent schools, I guess.
No, crazy happens everywhere. Let's just be real. Right. It's like you're saying, you had one out of all the years of school where there would have been one a year for people where I went to school, right? Like, so I get that, right? It's just a demographic thing, it's a density thing, all of that.
Right,
This is just fucking scary. This is out and out scary, because the innocence is gone now. That's the only way to say it. It's the innocence has snapped. I'm not going to be one of those people blaming video games, none of that, because we grew up on the same shit. There's nothing different about other than our internet came in later. Yeah. Right. But we were still staying up late to watch some pretty gruesome shit on TV and stuff like that. And we didn't snap. So that, again, seems psychological. That doesn't. And once again, pathological. It doesn't seem, this isn't the norm. And this isn't the norm for children, and this isn't the norm for schools. So we are talking about the 1% or 2%, sadly, in America. Moving on to the next thing to try to lighten things up. Did you hear about this guy in Alabama who decided to rob a store dressed in a Scooby Doo outfit? Now, this may fucking change the world, because these are. I don't understand why more people don't do this. Right? It's. I don't understand why more people don't do this. They're common outfits. You can't trace it to anywhere, right? Like, you're gonna go to Party City and they're like, we sold 50 of those, right? How the hell do you trace that backwards? That could be an Amazon order. Jeff Bezos is getting married, so he's not going to give you any paperwork on that. Apparently, I didn't pay my electricity bill. Lights are just going out and shit. But Jeff Bezos was getting mad. So that Amazon is done. Like, you could get away with this in criminals. I'm not giving you a blueprint, but I'm giving you a blueprint. Why doesn't this happen more? Why do people not show up in funny outfits to rob places? Like a Scooby Doo outfit, I would have just been excited to give him his shit. Like, I'm like, your cool's gonna get you. Like, I would have had such a good time with that.
I mean, it reminds me of like the haunted house things. Like how is there not more haunted house murders? Like, if you were a real serial murderer, right? Not to give ideas out there, but how do you not go get a job in a random town, a haunted house?
You're right.
You know what I mean?
There's got to be a movie too.
Immediately go nuts. Yeah, I mean, there's just lines of people that you can go nuts on.
Well, not really. After the first person catches the axe through the face, I'm sure the girlfriend's gonna be like, Alberto, like, it's and my bitch ass is gonna run. But you see, that's the problem. Is I'm the guy that gets killed in a horror movie because I don't get scared in horror things. So like that dude will come up to me with the chainsaw, and I'm like, haha, look at this dumb. Oh shit, my arm! Like because now that's a whole different level. That is so true. But just to keep it comedic. Why don't more people rob shit in funny outfits? Like I don't understand. Like it's just great. It's like in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead when the 3 drag queens steal the car from Christina Applegate, and she's like, I think Liza Minnelli just stole my car. Like such a great scene. Like
it reminds me of robberies are so dumb. I remember this one kid that this happens a lot too. And back in the day when we grew up, man, the safety on fake guns and stuff like that was not what it is now. Now
nothing close.
They're like lime green and orange, or if they are black, it's got an orange tip on it or a yellow tip.
Even my airsoft guns.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's not even close. But back then, they just straight up looked like real guns.
Yeah.
And I remember this kid. He walked into a store. Bro, he lived across the street from this like little marketplace. You know what I mean? Like they know him, He walks in, he's got a little mask on covering just the bottom of his mouth, not even like his nose and everything. It's just his mouth. It's like, what are you doing?
Couldn't even understand what he's saying. Come on, man. Go on. Yo, Joey, stop playing before I come out here and get your mother. Stop fucking with me, Joey.
He muffled himself. What an idiot. I didn't even think of that. So he muffles himself, basically. And he has this toy water gun, and he holds up the place, and he gets like $30, man. Mm-hmm. And homeboy does I think he did I want to say 2 years. I could be wrong about that, but did 2 years in like a juvie kind of center or whatever it was. It's like, what are we doing? Why is it so crazy? It was funny.
It's funny because you're like, really, idiot, like really of all the places and right next to home, and you don't even make any money. What'd you get to buy? The same bag of chips you have to go back into the store to buy, like for that $30. Right. Like, and then they know you worse than that. So what are you doing? What are you doing?
The cashier saw this dude come back in later on to buy that bag of chips that cost 25 cents. He goes, you know what, Joey, come on, man. That shit's $30. Give me my $30 back,
Joey,
bro.
Stop playing. I'm about to call the cops, Joey. I'm about to call the cops. I didn't do it because I knew you were going to come back with your little fat ass. But, I'm about to call the cops.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but to go back, people should do that with more funny stuff, man. I agree. If you're gonna do it, Party City is closing down, but man, there are other places.
Go clear them out. You can be robbing for years. Go clear them out. You got like 60 outfits, bro. Like you ain't getting caught.
80% off right now. Man, before they close.
You could be a cowboy tomorrow. It'll be fucked up though. You go to jail and that shit. But this will get arrested in your cowboy outfit. That give you a whole different meaning in there.
Looking like Woody and shit.
Oh, you're gonna be Woody, all right.
So I have this story about this. Again, since we're talking about growing up and things like that and how we grew up back in the day, this woman, I kind of feel where she's at. But she's definitely wrong. Okay. I just want to make sure I say that first.
All right.
She decides to deter her children. Okay. She's going to give them weed. And she lets them have like some like edibles or like some juices and shit like that. Here's the thing. Like, I get that if your kid's like, I don't know, maybe 17.
Oh, no.
19, 16.
I was already hoping for those numbers in my head. What were the numbers?
Oh, man. One was 15.
Okay.
Then there was a 10-year-old.
Oh, my goodness.
And the last one was 6.
So she's in prison. She's going to jail. She's right next to the fucking guy that robbed the place in the Scooby Doo outfit. Like you going to prison and fucking Woody. Like it's a wrap for you. Like it's a wrap.
Her, Scooby, and Woody.
Yeah.
All in jail together. She's gonna get I think 120 days in jail.
That's
what I read.
Too easy. That's too easy.
And then she's getting 60 months of probation, supervised probation for her and the kids.
As that should be. That's a good sentence. That's good. They should be with their mother. The intention was right, but so was the path to hell, right? Like so the intention was right.
But here's my thing. Like, if you're gonna give your kid beer or weed or a cigarette, in my mind, and I don't condone this in any way, But wouldn't you give it to them raw dog in the nastiest form? If you give it to them in a chocolate edible or like some honey sucker kind of like lollipop
It's
thing,
almost a promotion for it.
yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
I was about 6, so a lot of parallels when my uncle gave me a taste of Heineken, and I literally was like, "What the? Why do you?" Like it was the worst experience of my fucking life, and I remember how livid my father was. Right, because my uncle did that, and I didn't touch beer until I met you fuckers in college. So like, and I'm being dead serious about that because I'm being dead serious. Right. I didn't touch beer till I met you fuckers in college, and then you guys would laugh at me.
But you did everything else under the sun before us. All right,
there he goes, lying through his fucking teeth right now. So
no,
it's
I am not.
Yes, you
I
are.
met you when you were half on the floor, bro.
What you talking about? Anyway, so
you were just dragging yourself through school, bro. You were just like, "Oh, dude, what's up, man?"
Oh, because my blown out knee, and you met me in a cast. That's some old shit. Why you always bringing up some old shit? I was on meds, Alberto. It's no. I really didn't. I really didn't. I didn't fuck with drugs, and I didn't fuck with drinking. So, and I definitely didn't fuck with drinking because of the clubs. But because I had the idea, and I met your monkey asses, and you guys would go to drink, have a beer for lunch. But
hell yeah.
And with that though, and let me defend you in this. You are 16 months older than me. So with that, you were of drinking age. I wasn't. So I was the one breaking the law. So 1 and 2 beers, I would feel a little twisty, but Lord only knew that I had an alcoholic stomach. So my tolerance just fucking exploded. And then with the world to drink, I was like, oh, I'm in clubs all week and I could drink anytime I want, practice for these bitches during the week. And that was it. I was ready for you. So it was, but no, on anything. I was not a drinker, drug user, none of that when I met you at all.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
I ain't gonna lie. That was some of the best years of my life.
Welcome to the light side.
Yeah,
that's what I like to call it. Yeah.
Light beer side, motherfucker. Like,
we did drink a lot of Mick Ultras, as we called them back then.
We thought we were the shit too. We're like, we went to the gym 2 hours to serve a Mick Ultra. Like, yeah, we were fucking assholes.
And calling them Mick Ultras made us even more assholes.
We were those guys. We fell for the gimmick. We fell for the gimmick.
We were like, we knew too much. Fucking Mick Ultras, dumbasses that we were. But yeah, man. I know growing up, like I had a taste of I don't know, maybe like an older cousin or something like that, like a cigarette or something like that, and that shit was gross to me to this day. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke anything. So I just can't stand the smell, the taste, any of that shit. But I remember my mom talking to me and being like, look, if you ever want to try something and it's going to be crazy, I want you to try it with me, which I understood that. I never did it. We never did that route. I just never was that curious of a guy. But like, I kind of understood it.
Whatever you wanted to do, you were going to do. She just wanted to make sure it was in a safe environment, right? A controlled environment.
Yeah.
So that's
ultimately that's
it's smart. It's not like you're going to mainline with your mom. Like, Mom, fucking heroin. Let's do it. So she's like, let's try it, Poppy. Like, like it's
let's go.
There's definitely
I got a guy.
There's love. I got. What would you do if she just opened the door and she's like, choose? You're like, Mr. Miyagi, it's not a car. I don't know. What is that? Why do you have so many pills? It's like, that's fucking crazy. It's but watching how, especially with the people I knew growing up, watching how shit fucked them up, watching my mother get messed up by drugs and stuff, it was really no interest for me.
Right.
Other than many years later, if you're answering questions for yourself, which a lot of people do, that's something different. But when you're younger, there was no chase because you knew what took them down. So,
right.
Like that's that. Let me get into this next one. So this is gonna be a fun one for you because we fly a lot, right? Because we ballers, so we fly everywhere, right? So
Spirit.
Yeah, no, we fly everywhere though. So this former flight attendant comes out and says that the staff or crew have a lot more sex in the plane cockpit than people may think because the plane is usually on autopilot. Now, there's so many things wrong with this fucking statement because one, that means the captain is fucking or he's filming. Because why is it on autopilot? Like, he's the only one I give a shit about. If the crew wants to have a fucking orgy, I don't care. Have an orgy, just leave the pilot the fuck out of it. Why is it on autopilot? Like, or something better happen while he's in that seat. Like, he better not move. He better be able to respond. I'm very angry about this normally my very wanderlust side would be like, good for them, get freaky deaky. Not when there's 180 fucking lives at 33,000 feet. No, don't get freaky deaky.
All right, so here's what I've learned from a pilot friend of mine.
Okay.
And listen, he doesn't fly commercial airlines the way me and you know him. Like, he's not an American Airlines flight. He does like private jet stuff, and he does his own little Cessna type shit. From what I understand, but from what I was told is that a lot, or even all, those big commercial flights are always on autopilot, and the pilots are just there for takeoff and landing. And then, if God forbid something goes wrong, they're there to take the handles and do what they got to do.
I don't believe him. He's a hater because he works for a private company. So you gotta say that.
So from what I understand is that they're put on a course. They turn.
I believe that. I believe that.
And then go. So like, I get it, but
so that's just fucking time. The whole time I'm stressed on the plane, they just fucking.
This should not be.
Holla back at a brother.
100%. You want in on that action?
No, I just want to know what's going on. I want to offer. Y'all offer me peanuts. Maybe I want to see some fucking. I don't know. Like I'm bad. Those playing. My TV was broke. My TV was broke. This should have been an offer.
So you're just mad about the TV still. That's
getting over that shit. I'm not getting over that shit.
Yeah, but no, bro, they should be 100% focused on what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that, bro. Like it's kind of like the bombers that hit Iran, with however you feel about that bombing situation. There was like a 30-something hour flight. So they were taking turns, one sleeping and one not, I think, for the most part. But a lot of that was on, I want to say, and I could be wrong, but I think some of that at least was on autopilot, and someone was just awake to make sure to cover everything was all right.
No, I believe
not the bombing, of course, but just the flight over there.
At those prices for those planes, I absolutely believe all of it. And also I know people that work in the airline industry also, so I know some of this. But to play naive, I want to believe you. But listen, just because you're driving a Tesla with the autonomous mode doesn't mean you should fucking use it without paying attention, right? I shouldn't drive by you and you're watching Netflix. That's the shit that gets me. So fucking, even if it's 16 seconds to 60 minutes, maybe you shouldn't be doing that on a plane. Like, that's my only point. Like, I kind of need you watching. Now, me as the customer, if I want to go in that small ass bathroom 2x2 and do my thing, that's different. I paid for this. You're working. I don't need you fucking on working company time. Like, I need you focused. Now, again, here's my issue. Autopilot. What's the word in that? Don't say auto, motherfucker. Pilot, right? So the only person I care about, once again, I want to go back to my original point, is the pilot paying attention. The first mate, whatever he's called, first officer, he could be looking out the window. He could be scrubbing shit. I don't care. The co-pilot, he could be having a fucking orgy. Once again, I don't care. It's the pilot. That's my issue. You better not be getting fucking freaky. You make too much money to be getting fucking freaky. But supposedly they say this shit happens a lot. So shout out to them for their freakiness.
I think that's wild. I think the fact that you're saying during the flight. I mean, I would imagine, whenever they land.
Not when they land and the dude's waving at them. I mean, that's what they doing. Go.
Well, good for them, man. God bless that they're doing their thing.
That's a wild.
I agree, man.
Job.
Not while we're flying. Not while we're flying, dude. I can't believe that. I can't believe that is a real story. That just sounds wild to me. I mean, I'm sure it is, but I mean, like. It sounds really insane. It's the
amazing, trustable source of the New York Post. So, yeah, you could go check that out if you want to go read more. But I did read the full article.
Well, God bless for them then. Good on them, and thank God there's not more deaths on the in the air going on.
That's why they locked the door. It wasn't 2001.
No, it wasn't 9/11. They just want to get more privacy.
Yeah.
So. Speaking of crazy shit and things that are just wild, and this story just makes me feel good about not being alcoholic, and that's just my spin on it. This could probably be nothing to do with alcoholism. I'm just glad to not be an alcoholic. So there's this. Let me see where he's from. This was happening in Michigan. So this gunman, he breaks into a bank, and I don't even know if he breaks into a bank. I think he just gets a teller.
Okay, I was going to say, why would he break into the bank with a gun?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. No, he gets a hostage. And my favorite part is that he's got like a standoff with the cops that goes on for hours. And I guess during negotiations, they offered to bring him a drink. And the way you read the story, you think, oh my God, this guy's like so addicted to drinking that he's like, yeah, you bring me like a whatever,
yeah, rum and coke,
or whatever, a rum and coke,
Cuba Libre,
Pina Colada. So they send a drone to bring him this drink because he's really thirsty and he has to have a drink.
Stupid son of a bitch.
I mean, it's just wild to me.
How dumb motherfuckers are.
The drone gets to, I guess, let's just say the front door because it doesn't actually say where it is. He opens the door, or it could have been a window. God only knows. To grab the drink from the drone. Fucking sniper takes him out.
Yeah,
bro.
good. I'm surprised it wasn't the drone that shot him right in the fucking face. I was waiting for a bow, like right at his fucking fotch. Like, holy shit. Like, dude. Now here's where that story could have gone.
I mean, that's next. Drink, obviously, the drone is going to take you out.
The drink could have been spiked. And you
that's the funny part. I wish it was that.
You could have put the man down gently, like a dog, right? And he could have just taken a nap, woken up in jail. And be like, damn, you got me, Officer Murtaugh. Like,
I mean, that's the right way to do it,
right? Like,
I think that was the humane way, bro. You just broke it down the humane.
Yeah, it's. I don't think blasting my man all over Betty's face was the right answer, right? She's sitting there all scared. She's like, hey, she's probably got Stockholm.
That kind of movie, bro.
So it's no, it's not Debbie Does Dallas. I'm just saying that it's in this sense. That you didn't have to blast my man's head all over her fucking face and maybe not traumatize everybody else in the bank. Like there was probably was this an American bank? This was America?
This was in Michigan, bro.
You did leave.
They're taking people out in Michigan, bro. Don't fuck around with Michigan.
I'm not fucking with Michigan no more. My Michigan's on a different level. What? Nah, my man just wanted to have that on his, on his mantle because there's no way that's the right answer. Like, I guess ours motherfuckers just want to go home. They're like, okay, so we can spike the drink. Nah, I'm just gonna blast them. I'm just gonna shoot them. Look, I got the shot. Like, bro, that's whack. That's whack.
I mean, I just read the story and I wrote it down quickly because I wanted to get to our show, right? And I just thought about, wow, that's kind of crazy how dumb that move is that he was gonna go and just grab the drink from the drone. The way you broke that down with the fact that the drone could have done it, that's one, which is definitely the future because that's going to happen. Secondly, the fact that they had to take him out when he was going to drink the drink you were giving him. Yeah. There's people are going to say, oh yeah, but he's going to make sure the drink is sealed and stuff like that. I mean, there's got to be a way to work around that.
Absolutely a way. Also, you could have done this so many different ways with the drink. You could have sent food and drinks, knowing that everybody could take a nap. I don't give a damn. It's now where that gets dangerous, somebody might have asthma or something like that, and they could have a reaction. Right. But hopefully you get there fast enough to handle it.
You got to worry about somebody's peanut allergy.
Yeah. Oh my God. Is this gluten free? It ain't for you. He's supposed to eat it. Like, get a tummy ache, motherfucker. Like, what you gonna do? Shit yourself? He gonna die. They about to shoot him from 2 buildings away. Like, that's how you got to think about it. Is you could have I just feel like there was different ways to do this, but you know what? It was done. He was committing a crime. Sometimes, like you said, hours kind of I think does play a big role in this. And you don't need my man going Looney Tunes on everybody. But
they fucked up. They should have made The Negotiator a comedy, bro. That would have been hilarious, bro.
That would have been so good. That would have been so. I think we should write it, man.
Why the fuck you eating his food?
Yeah. That's for him.
Stupid ass.
What you said? Extra cheese? This ain't fucking Domino's. Eat what I sent you.
We don't care. You don't like pickles, motherfucker.
Oh my! With Kevin Spacey's drive delivery, that would have been amazing. That would have been so fucking amazing. I think I'm gonna watch that this week. It's such a good movie. Other than the way they did Samuel L. Jackson with that hairstyle was probably they're like, let's give you red hair. Like, what the fuck? Like, they just didn't give a fuck. Like, oh my! They put that shit in the wash with the pinks. That's what it would dip in. So it turned with the reds, the whites and the reds, so it turned pink.
But that movie is classic.
Oh, that movie's such a great movie. That's the cast too is fucking phenomenal in that movie. Yeah, Negotiators up there. It's it is another reason why the Kevin Spacey bullshit hurts because the dude was fucking A1, just fucking A1, man. That hurts.
Almost everything he was in was incredible.
Yeah. It's I absolutely agree. Am I up? Do I have the next one?
Yeah. All right.
So did we do the Yellowstone hot spring story last week with the bison?
We might have done it last year. There's a lot of shit that happens at Yellowstone.
It's very true. But Yellowstone with the bison falling in and boiling in front of the tourist. Did we do this story?
Oh my God, no.
Yeah. So at Yellowstone Park they have the hot springs, and one of the hot springs was running extremely hot, obviously, and the bison allegedly, because I don't want to bury the lead on it, walk along the side of the hot springs because they like the warmth, and the bottom of this spring just crumbles. And before the other bison, who was his best friend, could even react, homeboy's boiling. They said
He
it
was gonna
was
save him.
it was less than before he could react. So
Okay.
there was they say it was less than 2 minutes, and my man boiled to death because it was so hot that it
my
basically boiled his
God.
like it that is now imagine you're there with your kid, 2-3 years old, walking around, you're like, look at the beautiful bison. And all of a sudden the bison falls in and is getting boiled like an egg. Like, you know, like how do you explain that to your
The
kid?
trauma.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh,
that is so bad.
Yep.
That's so
so,
bad,
so,
man.
So I'm reading the comments because that's instantly where I jump to. And everyone's like, this is end of the world shit. And I love Yellowstone. And they're like, easy. It happens all the time. They are walking around a fucking national park, you know, with a lot of fucking hot springs. So, you know, calm down.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I'm sure that happens a ton. I mean, it's not the first time. It just happened to be that someone was there to watch this.
Enough tourists there to make it a story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That is still traumatizing to watch, though. Like, just for anybody that has to see that stuff.
Yep.
Oh, my God, man. Like, have you ever seen an animal have to go through? Dude, for the first time, I want to say a couple of years ago, for the first time, I've had the luck of never hitting an animal. Mm-hmm. I ran over a squirrel and I died for like a month.
Gut-wrenching shit ever. It was haunting you in your dreams. You talk to all the other squirrels and apologize. Yeah. You feel like they're after you. I get it.
It's the worst, man, because it's not like, I don't know. I mean, I can't compare it because I've never done it, but I would imagine it's not like hitting a deer or something that like just got up and survived. You know what I mean? Like this, you hear the crunch and the car no longer feels mine. It is like
shares a soul with something. You know, that it's Christine now. Yeah.
Bro, it's so wild how like sickening. Like I could still, now that I'm thinking about it, I could still hear the crunch. It's just a wild and such a sad vibe. So like I can't imagine a kid watching a bison melt. You know what I mean? Like
my father used to, and I'm sure it was a form
melt
of torture,
bison.
That and run over squirrels. So like a hot rod when Will Arnett aims at it, and he's like, "Got him!" So it's I'm throwing some fucking great movies out there to you people. Don't let this go to waste. Watch those movies. Christine, Hot Rod, everything. It's up. So so with my dad would take me to the animal shops where they have the fresh chickens, ducks, all that, right? So we call that.
I remember that.
Yeah, so we have a name for it in Spanish, and you know, I don't want to mess people up out there, but you know, so that's what we used to go to. And so my father would do this once a year. We would have to go because he was going to make us fresh chicken soup. And I'm pretty sure it was for all the bad shit I did throughout the year. He was like, "I'm gonna get back at you, motherfucker." So I would never be able to make it past the door because I would get super nauseous from the smell.
Yeah,
but
the
I want to.
smell
So
alone.
I want to because it's the smell of death, blood, all that. So I want to show my father I'm the man, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna watch this chicken get killed. I don't care. I eat chicken. So
I eat that chicken right now.
That chicken right now. I'll drink the blood. So they go and the guy's talking to me, and I'm like, yeah, do it, ha. Until he cut that fucking thing's head off. And that thing started running around this damn warehouse. And I'm freaking out as a kid because I can't, you know, now the saying makes sense, right? So they grab it. My man fucking just throws it through a machine, right? And then starts depucking it, right? Taking all the feathers out, everything. Then they throw it in that water, and then it's your chicken. And I've never been sicker in my life. So my father's cooking it, and I'm just crying. Like just straight up because I'm like 8 years old and I still have the smell in my nose. I could still taste the feathers.
Not Clucky.
And no, fuck Clucky. I was crying because I had to witness it. Like it wasn't about Clucky. It was about me witnessing it. All right. So and it was the smell. That shit don't leave you ever. That shit is that's why you keep making the face because every time you think of it, you can smell and taste that place. That place they should be illegal everywhere. Honestly, I don't understand how they still got those in New York. But I
mean, they're not there anymore, right? They used to be all over the Bronx.
Not all over, but there's still some. There's still about 2 or 3.
Oh, wow, dude. Yeah, I remember there used to be a lot, man. We used to go several times a year. We had a family that liked making that kind of chicken soup thing that we grew up with, me and my mom. And, man, it was the most disturbing thing. But, like, it's wild how regular it becomes. I guess that's how, like, a farmer lives, right? And their kids, right? Like, it just becomes life, right?
I had a friend who owned a halal one, and I went to his place, and they do it a lot nicer, right? Like the animal's not stressed out. It's not, they don't make a show of it. It's a whole different experience.
It's got a separate bedroom. It just hangs
They treat
out,
them great,
watches TV.
which hurts me even more, right? They just treat them so good. They like talking to them, petting them, and it's like, Slit! Ha! What'd you think you upside down? What'd you think was gonna happen, cow?
You didn't let him finish the last episode of Cobra Kai, man. Come on. He had one more episode.
He's petting this cow, and I'm watching the machine turn it upside down. And he's just talking to me, and the cow's chilling. The cow's like, "Oh, I've done this.
I'm upside down now.
Yeah.
I'm a bat. Look at me, guys."
Because this cow has never been mistreated in his life, right? They called him special. They called him beautiful, everything. And while he's talking to me mid-conversation, because I'm like, "Yeah, man, so I'm getting a turkey for Thanksgiving. Can I work out a delivery?" Mm-hmm. And he just takes this big-ass knife he's talking. He's like, no, absolutely. Cuts the fucking thing's throat. And I was just like, shit just starts gushing. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like,
you both are getting sprayed with blood and just still talking. Like,
no, he just walks up to me and walks me out to the car. Like that shit is that, like you said, it is everyday life for him. This was someone I chilled with all the time, but this was his work.
He's like wiping blood off your face. He's like, don't worry about it. Keep
safe.
talking.
You drive safe.
Drive
you
safe.
should be able to be him now. Yeah, I got you.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. Okay, let's move on from that death to an almost death that ended up being an okay thing. So in Jersey, in the last week or so, I read this story and I was like, oh man, this is kind of the dumb shit that would happen to me, or that just happens to people in general. And sometimes you bite it and sometimes you don't. So this girl, she's a lifeguard out at one of the beaches, I guess on the shore somewhere in Jersey. And right. So yeah, she's tying a big 6-foot umbrella to the back of the chair, the lifeguard chair. And for some reason, wind kicks in and it pulls the umbrella down, but she's still kind of tethered to it. So she falls down with the umbrella and lands on top of the actual spike that's at the end of the umbrella.
She told the story different on the news.
Did she?
Yeah, she told the story that when it went to take off, she jumped down to save it.
Save it?
Yes, from it taking off in the wind. And when she jumped down, she landed on the stick pole thing that it goes. Yeah. That's
How are you going to save the umbrella? What saving is there? Save it from what?
It was blown away.
What? That sounds wild to me.
This is the story she told. I'm going to believe it from the person that it happened to, or she's trying to save face. Yeah.
No. Believe it from her, because I just read it from the initial story. I guess from what I saw that she was going to be talking about the experience.
I saw it in that news the next day. Yeah. I saw the original story on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah. So the initial story is that I read that she fell on top of the umbrella. That's how I read it. But from what I understand is that it impaled her in the arm or the shoulder, right? And it missed like some sort of arteries or some kind of blood vessels. Which is crazy. Dude, it's a 6-foot umbrella with a spike on it, man. Now, I get the spike. I guess that's for when you put it in the actual sand and don't hang it on the chair, right? Here's a hot take. Get an umbrella that doesn't have a spike on it for the fucking chair, bro. Like, why are you using the one for the sand for the chair if that can happen and you're gonna fall? Like, again, that's not her fault. And everything, they had what they had, and that's fine.
We're gonna call these Final Destination stories, because these are every week we have a story that is very similar to a Final Destination plotline. Like, what's the chances? Let's just say this is a scenario I've already built up in my head. She's jumping off the thing. Right, because the umbrella is going away, the wind whips it just quick enough to catch it perfect that she's landing down. Right, like it's just that fast for it to be a mistake like this. Thank God she's okay. But it's one of those stories that you're just like, what the like, like, my Lord, like it reminds me of the guy who, and this is a new story that came out, tripped over his cat and fell so hard that the doctors thought he got into a car accident. Now that's fucking crazy. Because what did you trip over your cat and jump the way cats do when they see aluminum foil? Like, how the fuck did you hit that floor that hard? Like, good God.
Was he like trip over his cat on the roof of a building or some shit?
Yeah, was he tripping on shrooms and then just saw a cat, ran into a truck? Dude, my man said, you're right. This was a mob beatdown and he just didn't say nothing. Fuck, I'm stupid. I don't know why this show got me thinking on naive. I got to start seeing through shit. He got his ass whooped and he was like, I just fucking tripped over the cat. It was, like, That was it.
That's kind of shit that you tell your fucking parents when you do something wrong. Like when you got a beat down. It's like, nah, I tripped over a cat and fell down the steps. You know what I mean? You know you got your ass handed to you by the fucking 4th Street mob or whatever the fuck
you better pay up. You better pay up. Stop talking about your cat because he's next. Like, you better fix that shit right now. Right meow. Fuck that. I ain't kidding, fool. Like, unreal.
Your news, our take every week. Thank God. So far, we're on a 2-week hot streak. So let's keep it going.
Look out, I mean? ESPN, we come.
Yeah, that's right. So as long as I don't get murdered back here, I will be on my end. Rad, you're going to be on your end, right? No one's going to try to kill you in your house, right?
That'll be the freakiest shit ever. But if chances are that I die in my house, where I have a back entrance, but it's a balcony. So that means Spider-Man came up here to kill me, or Venom or some shit. Like, so if it happens from me, like, I'm gonna be pissed. Like, I'm gonna be real, it should be you. That's what I'm saying. I don't want victim blame, but it should be you.
I don't like the should be you.
I'm just saying.
Look, how about it could be you?
No, I'm just
should
saying.
Be you.
Statistically speaking, it should be you. All right, y'all. Peace.
Later.